from what I've actually seen of the gameplay of it, you're able to go for cover, shoot around cover. You're able to roll from cover to cover. And
it's sort of Splinter Cell it a bit. It's got some Splinter Cell.
Well, it's got some Splinter Cell. It's got Mass Effect. You could even call it Gears of War, even too. I mean, the way it looks like it's going to be done. But it honestly, I'm hoping for no lightsabers.
Yeah,
I really am on this one. I think in order to really, I think people are tired of the Jedis, mainly because of the Clone Wars TV series, and I hate to say it, but some of those characters are getting kind of old and boring at this point. I mean, because you've got lightsabers flashing everywhere. Everybody wants to be a Jedi. Nobody wants to be Han Solo anymore. In fact, if I would say to my son, who's Han Solo, don't you love Han Solo, Rory? He'd go, who's Han Solo, Daddy?
Right.
And then I would shed many tears and have to go lock myself and cry.
Yeah.
Hugging my Harrison Ford picture.
Yeah, and this thing is, I love me some Jedi. But yeah, that's the great thing about Star Wars is it's such a wonderfully huge galaxy, I guess, to play around in.
Like
there's
we
all
used to
these.
play on many moons ago.
Yeah. And there's so many wonderful stories to be told there. It'd be cool, if we could focus on other stories for a minute. I mean, since you're in the depths of Coruscant and since you are dicking around with crime bosses and whatnot, I figure you got to have maybe one or two random assholes with like a lightsaber one time, but that should never be the focus of the game because that'd be awesome if it was more all crime based.
I still want to go back to what Sam Williamson came up with a number of years ago that we all talked about how there's this one-armed, dreaded-up, bearded Jedi talking about or this bum talking about how he used to be a Jedi.
That was Billy.
That was Billy? I thought it was Sam Williamson that we all came up with the Mace Windu survived the fall and ended up in
Caveman Valentine.
Yes, Caveman Valentine, Sam Jackson, Mace Windu.
I know in our regular Star Wars game, because we are, just that nerdy. In our regular Star Wars game, I know that exact character popped up, Justin, if you'll recall, that we did have homeless Mace Windu wandering around Coruscant, one-armed and crufty. Laura just walked in, and we're talking about Star Wars 1414, the video game that's coming out and looks kind of cool. Apparently sounds kind of cool. I don't know much shit about it, but
now you're telling the Caveman Valentine story.
Well, we wander. You know this.
Well, no, we were just talking about things we'd like to. We were talking about things that we would like to actually see in in this new Star Wars game. Like,
this is not a Jedi-centric.
We don't want Jedi-centric. We don't want cameos either.
Like how Ian McGregor says he'd be happy to be involved in future Star Wars ventures.
Yeah, but I mean, we'd rather not have like any cameos. Like, oh, it's the spirit of Obi-Wan talking to us. Boring.
Thanks, Ghost Man.
Exactly. Thanks, Ghost Man.
Thanks, Ghost Bigot.
Who is that strange Wookiee in the bar? Why, it's Chewbacca! Woo! Yeah, that'd be cool if we did not do any of that. That's the thing, because like I was saying, the Star Wars world galaxy is so big, there's room for plenty of stories and plenty of new characters. So it'd be cool if that were...
If we could branch out just a little in the infinite verse that we have in Star Wars with infinite races, unlimited possibilities for character, not only classes, but descriptions, jobs, and instead you run into the same motherfuckers on every fucking planet. You've got the guy that sells Lucy's at the bar, for Christ's sakes.
That's the worst drug dealer ever. I know drug dealers, and that guy's a terrible drug dealer.
Additionally, I'm pretty sure that he gets his, whatever muse inspired J.K. Rowling's pseudo-Latin spells is the same person that inspires the names of these bullshit characters.
Yeah.
So you've got...
Maybe J.K. Rowling was naming Star Wars characters.
Yes, and she didn't know it. Still with more class than Sleaze Begano, really.
Yeah.
Really.
Or,
what was the name of the spider that the dubbing went out on Clone Wars the other day, so I read the subtitles
Trench.
in different voices. It was great. Trench. It was Admiral Trench.
and,
because he's a tarantula.
And kids, leave us not forget how the Clone Wars, when it was the episode, Tommy and I used to watch the Clone Wars, until one episode, and I'll let Tommy tell you about this episode.
This is all right, so there's like an episode of Sex in the City that only guys, they see one episode of Sex in the City. It's the one episode of Sex in the City that every guy sees, and it makes them hate Sex in the City. And it's the one where, what's her name with the face like a foot? She's, Carrie's got this awesome boyfriend who, like,
Mr. Big.
no, not him.
Oh, it isn't Mr. Big.
No, he's a carpenter. He's a, whatever. He's a fucking carpenter. Anyway, he's building her a fucking apartment, and she's out fucking Chris Noth, which nobody would ever make that choice. I don't think anyone would ever fuck Chris Noth. He looks like an Easter Island statue. Yeah. But in any event, the point is that is the episode that every guy sees, and thus every guy hates Sex and the City. I saw the one episode of Clone Wars that everybody who hates Clone Wars saw, and that's the one where they are on this planet, and onto a planet. Yeah. Yes, and the planet is populated by this adorable tribe of Gungan-esque in their primitive technology race, and they're called Lurmen. And the Lurmen obviously they are fucking lemurs. They are lemurs. They're lemurmen. Lemurmen. And even worse is they have hilarious and adorable Mike Myers-esque Scottish accents and wear kilts. And that was when I just wanted to find, George Lucas and grab him by his Ewok face. No, I just want to grab him by his Ewok face and scream, why, dear God, would you do this? But the worst part was, this was the same episode that had George Takei in it. George Takei was, and I love George Takei, but I think this was one of the first ones he was in. He was playing this Hutt. Was he a Nemoidian? Well, he was a fat Nemoidian. Because I thought it was, anyway, it was just this collection of just stupid ridiculousness. It was written by the same people that used to write the Hostess Twinkies ads for Marvel Comics and DC Comics. That's how bad that episode was. So anyway, this is what I think Justin and I are wanting to get away from in 1414 is this whole ridiculous horseshit. We would like to get back to, some fucking, Mos Eisley Cantina action. Wretched Hives of Scum and Villainy. I don't want to don't name drop a cameo in there. Oh, look, you get to meet Han Solo. I've met him. I've met him in every game I've ever played, on the computer and on the tabletop. I've met Han Solo 5 times. I've punched him in the face once. We beat the shit out of Boba Fett 72 times. You don't have to name drop anymore. It's cool. Can we please have new characters? But Dave's here now, and we actually had a question for you, Dave. Justin was bringing up the possible why they thought it might be a Boba Fett joint, and there was some reference to Boba Fett being known as Soldier 1414. Hold on.
All I know is that when that's from a Clone Wars episode, actually, Boba Fett was impersonating a clone cadet, and he called himself, it was like CT 1414 or whatever.
Okay.
So Clone Trooper 1414.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's the only reason that people are thinking there's a connection between the two.
But there's
there.
not. That's the thing. It's a completely.
It's unknown.
No, it's not unknown. I've actually.
Has there been information on the game?
Yes, in Game Informer.
I haven't looked up.
There's been a big thing in Game Informer and IGN, and people are actually following this. In fact, I did a big thing about it. I was. Yeah.
That's what we like to call a red herring.
Indeed.
It's a marketing trick.
Well, see, the thing is it's my belief that most of the people that actually saw the 1414 thing, saw that episode of Clone Wars, and automatically went,
well, it makes sense. I mean, it's about
it does until you hear that he's on level 1414 of Coruscant.
Well, that's the thing. It's what the fuck now? It's called
level 1414 of Coruscant.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's why it's a red herring. I mean, the marketing guys did that obviously on purpose.
It does sound cool.
It does sound cool, and it's makes it Boba Fett. We might be Boba Fett, but I've been Boba Fett. I've played as Boba Fett. I fought Boba Fett. I've talked shit to Boba Fett. Everybody has, we're kind of done with that.
Crimey. Yeah. The other cheek, darling. The other cheek.
It's getting weird. That's okay. We're saying Boba Fett. Funny news about Boba Fett. In case you haven't heard the word. This is the Snark Knight Rises. We're bringing... Before the Blu-ray release, we're bringing the hate or the love, depending on who you are. We're bringing the hate or the love on the Dark Knight Rises. We're giving you our take for free. Call it a Christmas gift. But the Christmas gift comes later. And it'll be delightful. Maybe. I don't know. Fuck you. It's free, idiot. It's all fucking free. You're just a fucking sponge leeching off my anus. My rusty wagon wheel is being worked out. So, when I was talking about Boba Fett, I'll close out the... Yeah, boy! So, I will take it from... Shut up, Dave! We're done with Star Wars. The Star Wars cast was 2 fucking weeks ago, or 3? You tell us. Boba Fett, and then that's the end of the Star Wars. Daniel Logan. Anybody?
Snark Knight rises.
The Snark Knight does rise. If I were... Do you know who Daniel Logan is? That is the kid that played Boba Fett.
Total dick to my friends at Celebrations.
Cool. I love it. But he's not always a dick. Because these people get to say Boba Fett saved their fucking lives. Daniel Logan was driving down the turnpike. I think it's in California. Doing bid nass. All that good shit. Driving down and he ran into a fucking SUV. He's not 16. He was a year younger than me. He's 25, and he doesn't look a day... I know, it's fucked.
God, he was a fucking midget.
I know, right? Because I saw that movie, and I was, a year younger than him. Like, that kid is like... He looked 9. So, he's driving. I'm driving. Daniel Logan's driving. Daniel Logan's driving. He sees an SUV that's been sheared. Like, someone swiped it to the point where shit's crumpled, steel is fucked, it's all boned. And it was obviously a hit and run, because there's only one car involved, and it's the fucked one. So he stops, puts on the blinkers and shit. He goes to it. He discovers grandparents, an elderly couple in the front, all twisted and broken, and a baby carriage in the back. Oh. They were driving their grandchild around. So what does he do? He fucking calls 911, and whilst help is on its way, Boba Fett, or Daniel Logan, but he's earned it, Boba Fett takes all the wreckage out of the fucking way and does his best to free it up. So the EMTs are quoted as saying he made it a lot easier. We just plucked them right out. Boba Fett saved their fucking lives.
Awesome.
Anti-hero. Thank you, Daniel Logan. You're a hero, bro.
I was going to say, that more than makes up for the time he was a dick to my friends at Celebrations. Because they were at Celebrations, they were standing around outside, and they saw Daniel Logan sitting there, and they're like, oh, hey, look, that's Daniel Logan. And they, they wanted to get a picture, but they didn't want to be, they didn't want to be like, hey, take a picture. So they're like, hey, man, we can't know, you're Daniel Logan. Hey, can we get our picture with you? And he's like, oh, no, if you want, I guess. And they're like, well, I mean, no, if you want. They were like, if you want, if it's cool, if you don't. He's like, no, just go ahead and take the fucking picture. And they're like, damn, man, we asked. He's like, no, just go ahead and take the fucking picture. And so there's a picture of my friends. There's a picture of my friends standing there with Daniel Logan, and they all look pissed. Like, they're pissed at him, he's pissed at them, so there's just like this 3 frowny people.
Just a picture of hate.
Yeah, 3 frowny faces at Celebrations, like wearing Jedi costumes and shit, like sad lightsaber.
No, I feel like that's accurate for Boba Fett's character. I feel like that's accurate for the Mandalorian. Oh, his head didn't fall out of that helmet. That scene was cheated from me.
Seriously.
I really just wanted that so badly. But no, I feel like that's pretty accurate, the Mandalorian Jedi relations. You catch him out of his Beskar. It's all fucking mopey and sad. They hate him. He hates them. Everybody's hate fucking each other with their eyes.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. That's the original Boba Fett.
All right.
It's the original Boba Fett. Poor fucker.
Poor fucker. That's all I gotta say. He gets maybe 2 lines in the whole fucking 3 movies. Or the whole 2 movies he's in.
No, he gets no lines. No, he never had lines. They dubbed him because he has a terrible voice.
He was always ADR. That's right.
Yeah.
That really high.
He's got a ridiculous voice, so he's like, I'm Boba Fett. Hey! So yeah. No, but more like poor.
Just do badass maneuvers like.
Yeah. Poor guy who was Boba Fett's voice who we didn't already know was poor Dane, the poor fucker, and he gets dubbed over. So that's a whole other thing.